In terms of rail fanning, July was probably the greatest month ever.
Yeah. No. I think August was better. And I think you're going to agree with me after watching this. To start, we're at the depot on August 5th. We got a Norfolk Southern Manifest here with an AC-44 leading, nice SD-70 ACC in second, another AC-44 behind that, and an Ace fourth in the lash-up. The next train was a surprise eastbound with a freshly rebuilt AC-44 in the lead, Gevo in second, and a slightly older AC-44 in third. Notice how much it rustles the weeds as it screams by. This is a fast one. Next train was a Norfolk Southern Intermodal with two AC-44s. Yeah, nothing interesting here. If you're wondering why I zoomed in so far and took such a long shot of it, that's because I thought this was a special unit I'd come out for. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Next was an eastbound BNSF intermodal with no Gevos. Oh my god. The last ship was made of two H2-9s. That second one definitely needs to be cleaned. And you know what? The first one too. The next lash up was the one I had come out for. An S-9 leading, with another one in second and an AC-44 behind that. And in third was the glorious NS-8098, the Conrail Heritage Unit. This lash up was awesome. Not only was it Conrail, but I also got a horn salute. And you know how rare those are at the depot. And with a -9 in the lead too, this is a great lash up.
Oh my god, we've been waiting for 1.5 hours. And this is our first train, and we haven't even seen what we came out for.
On August 9th, CN 3069 was supposed to come through on the CN line. This isn't Wellsboro because we didn't feel like going to Wellsboro. Anyways, this is just the crossing down from where our house is. I will literally never railfan at this spot again, because on the next trip I went here, which I didn't catch any trains on, so it's not documented, I got kicked out by a crazy farm lady who apparently owns the field on the other side of the shot here. So yep, I'm literally never railfanning here again, and this is the only shot I ever got, so savor it. Anyways, 3069 didn't show up until 1 a.m. the next morning, so yeah, that didn't happen. We did end up seeing the CN Intermodal, though, with an SD70M-2 in the lead and an SD75M in second. They even gave us a horn salute. Awesome. On August 11th, two things happened. First, we went shopping and I managed to catch a glimpse of NSB09 with its normal pair of Dash 9s from the parking lot. And then, this happened. So for context here, my dad was driving and happened to cross CP 7019, one of the Canadian Pacific Heritage units, leading CPKC 231 through the depot. He did see it up close, but since he was driving, he didn't get to get his phone out until he was right in front of the crossing, and by then 7019 was already far away. I'm glad I got this photo at all, but it still sucks. Okay, you're never gonna believe this, but on August 11th, there was also one more event that happened. There was a derailment that happened at Wellsboro. Yeah. The next day on August 12th, I just knew I had to go out there and see the derailment. Well, I didn't because it was cleaned up, but I did get to see the aftermath. There was a lot of MAU vehicles parked near the junction. Heading farther in, we get to see a couple CSX MAU trucks and a larger one. You can see the piece of rail that was bent during the derailment in this shot. It had to be replaced. Here you can see one of the CSX MAU trucks. This is one of the larger ones. While we're here, we did get to see one train, a Union Pacific Transfer Intermodal with an AC-44 in the lead and a high headlight ace in second. Nice. They were going slow and blew the 5-horn safety warning to indicate they were entering a dangerous area. Even though that was the only train that came through while we were there was also this Canadian National MAU truck which snuck over the crossing slowly on the CN line past all the CSX MAU equipment. I'm guessing this guy was here to check on their progress or to see if the CN line was damaged in any way by the derailment. It wasn't. Looking down, we see the full MAU parade. There are a lot of guys there. Unfortunately, they're blocked by the trees, so I didn't get to see much of them. There was also this CSX MAU truck actually near to Wellsboro, and we got to see a guy get in it and drive away. Back at the MAU parade, we see one of CSX's high-railer backhoes turning around. And there was also these tankers. We knew tankers derailed on the derailment, so we thought that these had to be the ones that derailed. They weren't. Literally the next day, on August 13th, we were back to Wellsboro. So, for context, I had missed 8 different special units in the days leading up to this. And this was right before summer ended and the new school year started, so I really wanted to catch one more before that happened. On this day, CSX 1967, the SCL, was coming through Wellsboro, and I just had to see it. So I dragged my aunt there so that I could do that. First off, we see a CN Intermodal with an SD75M leading and a GEVO in second. Nice lash up there. Next up was a CSX auto rack train with a GEVO in the lead and a YN2 AC44 in second. Good lash up here as well. If you look on the nose of the YN2, you can see it's been struck by the Conrail Bandit. Next up was the CSX Manifest with absolutely nothing interesting as far as motive power. 2 GEVOs and an AC44. Great. The rolling stock was pretty good on this one though, with some South Shore gondolas and a random tanker car I've never even seen nor heard of before. And the next train was exactly what I was hoping it would be. CSX 1967, the Seaboard Coastline Heritage Unit, leading a CSX intermodal with a CM44 as the DPU. That was my first CSX Heritage Unit, and I was very happy with it. Less than a week later, on August 18th, I was out for my second one, the 1875 PNLE. As soon as we arrived at Wellsboro, though, things already started to go weirdly. Way out in the distance, there were 2 trains parked. The first was a CSX intermodal with an incredibly short train, which rolled by us first. It rolled down there and just stopped. Because why not? And a few minutes after, this Union Pacific transfer roared into life somehow without the ditch lights on. This one had a GEVO leading and a freshly rebuilt AC44C6M in the middle. It even had some old Sealand well cars. This was a pretty good train. A few minutes after that, a CN train rolled in with 2 GVOs, one in the lead and one as a DPU. Normally this would be a boring last ship, except for the fact that DPU was an X-Shitty rail. Let's go! This is only the second X-City rail I've ever seen, and the first shot I got of one was atrocious. So this was my redemption. Then, some MAU work at a distant crossing began, requiring all trains to slow down to a crawl while heading through Wellsboro. This majorly delayed things and meant I had to wait an extra 2.5 hours for the darn unit. Anyways, the first train that came through under the speed restriction was a Union Pacific transfer with 2 GVOs and a BNSF-9, looking a little crispy. After that, we got a quick visit from the CSX MAU truck. As you can see, the engineer is giving us a wave. And after that, the train of the day arrived. A CSX intermodal with number 1875, the Pittsburgh and Lake Erie Heritage Unit leading, and another CM44 in the middle. Man, this is deja vu, almost like this exact thing just happened. Oh wait, it did. Well, with a different unit, of course. This unit was absolutely throwing it into Notch 8 to speed up after passing the speed restriction. Also, this is also the lamest CSX Heritage unit if anyone wanted my opinion on it. August 26th, with the beautiful sunset existing. That line was awkward. We headed to the depot and got this horrible, blurry, disgusting shot of this perfect meet of CPKC231 on a random Norfolk Southern intermodal. Then, as seems to be a theme in this episode, a guy pulled up to this MAU truck and got in it. We really thought he was going to kick us off the property, but we weren't on the property, so he didn't. And right away, the train we wanted to see showed up, and I'm sure you can see what it is just by this footage alone. NS 8099, the Southern Heritage Unit, was leading a -9 on that night's 23G. I'm telling you, 23G is the greatest Norfolk Southern train of all time. I've seen 4822 and 8025 on it, and now 8099. 23G, keep up your streak. And even on the final day of August, things still didn't calm down. Because coming to the depot on this day was NS 1072, the Illinois Terminal Heritage Unit. So of course, as soon as I could, I rushed to the depot and found that both Southwest Michigan Railfan and Liam, aka Conrail 8418 Productions, were also there, of course, to catch the 1072. We waited for like 10 minutes, and then finally it showed up trailing second with a GEVO in first. As I said at the beginning of this video, August was the best month I ever had. I'm not going to say it's the best month ever, because if I say that, then September will be even better. Oh wait, I should totally say that, because then September will be even better. Anyways, 5 Heritage units in a month? That's pretty nice. I caught more NS Heritage units this month than every other time I've been railfanning combined. That's a little absurd. Plus my first 2 CSX engines. Hope to continue this streak for as long as possible. I haven't missed a single one since, wow, I don't even remember. So I hope this streak continues. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed, and make sure to come back next time for another documentary just like this one.